What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. I have Simple Diversion with us tonight. And by us, I mean me. Guys, why don't you say hello?
Hey.
Hey, my diversion?
Oh. You guys there? It's freezing a little bit. I don't know if are you guys, is it freezing for the people in the chat right now? I don't know if it is, but it's freezing for me. Right now we have 8 viewers in. Hold on. Let's see. Any relation to Simple Plan? I don't think so. I think Simple Plan was California, or I don't know. Yeah, right now Simple Diversion is frozen. Hold on. Let's see if we can get them back. Am I frozen as well, guys, or is it just
You're freezing a little bit.
Yeah, you're
there you
freezing.
go. Yeah, you guys are back.
Oh,
well,
okay.
thank you.
Well, good. Thanks for saving us there.
You guys, for literally like a minute straight, you guys were MIA.
Oh, man, I hope that doesn't happen
It's okay.
over and over again.
We'll figure it out.
Intros?
Yeah, did you get our intros?
We missed your intro. I think
Oh.
I missed your intro completely, but I'm pretty sure the guys in the chat missed your intro because they're saying frozen, frozen, frozen. Diversion is frozen.
Oh, man, great. Well, I'm Rob. This is
I'm
Graham.
Graham. And we are Simple Diversion.
Yes,
And thank you, Rob, for having us on tonight.
absolutely.
Thank you guys for joining. Honestly, I've been really enjoying your videos. I think you guys are hilarious. Whoever's doing the editing on your side is doing a great job because there's pretty much zero editing going on my channel, and so
Yeah,
whenever
that
I
would be
see like
great.
any little like extra, I'm like, wow, look how cool that looks. That's awesome.
Yeah, Graham does all the editing. He makes it fun.
Yeah, it would take us a lot less time to get videos out, but I went to school for graphic design, so I kind of have this thing about it where it's got to be perfect before I send it out. And if we have an error, I'm kicking myself for it. So
I love the way you guys do your intro. It's like casual. You guys are chatting, you're discussing what you're gonna do, and then you go to cue your intro song or whatever. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm definitely loving the videos right now.
Oh, I appreciate it.
thank you. We try and keep it casual and not scripted, but then
Right.
sometimes we're like, what can we do? And
How are we going to do this intro?
Yeah, honestly, I'm very creative and it's funny, and that's a great combo for YouTube because when you watch guys like me, I'm doing a review, but it's pretty like it's just me, so it's not going to be very funny. And like, I think that helps. Like guys like you, Trenny and C. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Trenny and C, but they're doing an awesome job as well. They're Canadian guys. Similar idea, similar approach. They're not as like technically sound as you guys when it comes to like the editing and stuff like that, but the humor definitely is on point.
Yeah, between you and a few other channels, we probably you're doing a great job.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I'm catching like every other word. I'm not sure if you guys are catching everything I'm saying. It's going a little bit. It's weird because we literally signed on and chatted for about an hour ago, and everything was fine. And now, as soon as we go live, it starts getting.
Yeah. Man,
See, is saying
you want us to leave and come back?
we can leave.
absolutely no, definitely not, definitely not. I think honestly, I think it'll correct itself. I'm pretty sure it will. I think. Well, let's play it by ear. Right now, you guys are fine. So, you guys are saying that you guys are choppy on their end as well, but should be okay. I think we're gonna be all right.
Sorry, guys.
U.S. internet.
Yeah, U.S. internet. Good stuff.
So, you guys picked up a bottle of this Wild Turkey Longbranch when I told you it would be a cool idea if we did this on the show. From what I could tell by your table, you guys are pretty big fans of Wild Turkey. It seems like, or at least fans.
We're cracking into it.
We're cracking into it more and more. I've had it a few times back in the day, the Wild Turkey 101. Now we're starting to get into all the other stuff, you know, Russell's. So yeah, I mean, it's good stuff, good bourbon.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying their whole range. Obviously, I like the higher ABV stuff better, like the 101. The 101 rye is actually pretty cool too. And then the rare breed is excellent, in my opinion. This one is lower ABV. This one's 43%. And probably the biggest flaw with this one, I think we came to a consensus prior to going live. But so far, I got to say that despite being 43%, I'm actually enjoying it. Whereas most bourbons lower than 46, lower than 50 for the most part, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't really fall in love with anything lower than 50% when it comes to the
when you first told me about it, that was kind of how I found out, you know, about the McConaughey Wild Turkey. So I was really excited. I went out and bought a bottle that exact, but an hour or two later. So
yeah, you had it pretty much as soon as we talked about it, which was pretty cool.
I sent you a picture. I'm like, got it.
So I don't know what research you've done about this bottle, but from everything I've read, McConaughey and Eddie Russell, the owner and master distiller of Wild Turkey, collaborated, and the Longbranch, the name Longbranch is like symbolic of, you know, extending the long hand to a friend and trying to, like, you know, that camaraderie or whatever. So
like,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, it's like Texas and, you know, extended or vice versa. It's really cool the way they did it.
Yeah.
And McConaughey has been their creative designer for the last couple of years. And the name Longbranch actually is the extension from the Russell family to him, inviting him to be a part of Wild Turkey and make this bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've read as well. I believe it's 75 or 76% corn, and then about 14 or 15%, no, I don't know, maybe 13% rye, and then 12% barley, something like that. I can't remember.
You're correct.
Yeah. So 75, 13, and 12, right?
Yep.
And it's about 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. So maybe you guys know better than I do. I always thought that, like, whenever you refine the whole beef with Jack Daniels, like using or filtering their whiskey through maple charcoal, is that it's not technically true bourbon. So I wonder why this is still allowed to be called straight bourbon, since it's in you know, it's filtered through Texas mesquite charcoal. Do you guys know the answer to that, or is there like some sort of process that I'm missing?
I don't know how they got away with it. I don't know if it's the corn content or the because they said refined instead of filtered. I don't know. But yeah, it's a great question.
Or maybe Jack Daniels is in Tennessee.
All right, Jack Daniels is in Tennessee, and they need to be in Kentucky, you know, in order for it to be bourbon. So
yeah,
good question.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of like Wyoming bourbons and like New York bourbons that are calling themselves straight bourbon, I guess, because like the technical rules is that, well, for a Kentucky straight bourbon, obviously it has to be in Kentucky, right? But
right.
Yep.
For a straight bourbon, it just has to be in virgin oak charred barrels for, what is it, 2 years or 3 years?
2 years, and then I believe over 50% corn.
Yeah.
51% corn, yeah.
Does it have something to do with how long Jack Daniels filters it through their charcoal, or?
Perhaps. That's a good question, actually. I'm not 100% sure.
And then you even have Colorado whiskey too, and you have Stranahan's.
Yep, Texas.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
The Colorado one's not calling it bourbon though, right?
Nope, just Colorado whiskey.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of people joining us so far. We have about 20. I'll just give quick shout outs over here. So we got Go Habs. What's up, buddy? Eric Waite, who says he just subscribed to you guys, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Whiskey Throttle. Daniel, what's up, brother? James C. Mark Saliba. Joe LaRue. Tony DiTomaso. Jeremy H. from Toronto Whiskey Society. You guys may have watched one or two of my videos with Jeremy on the channel. He was in the first 3 videos of my American Whiskey Month.
Okay.
Yeah, so he writes for Toronto Whiskey Society, but he may or may not have a YouTube channel in the next little while. Josh,
okay, nice.
yeah, they're popping up everywhere. So I figure we need a few more in Toronto.
Absolutely.
Dram Dude, what's up, buddy? The Dan Trout. Andrew, how's it going, bud? Richie Z, what's up? And then we have Peter White as well. Oh, and Scott from My Bourbon Journey, who was in. He was the first one in, and he just jumped back in now. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Scott?
So, how did you guys start? Let's we're gonna get to this whiskey in a second. We'll nose it. We'll taste it. I'll give it a mark. You guys don't have to if you don't want to. And then
Sure.
From there. But how did this start for you guys? What made you guys want to do the YouTube thing?
Well, Rob and I started getting more into cigars and whiskey, and just a hobby that kept growing on us. And another thing that we were into was Funko Pops. And the reason why was because of Game of Thrones.
Yep.
We collect all the Game of Thrones Funko Pops, and we know Rob's a big fan. And to be honest, it started as just being goofy, like let's just be stupid and make videos about
like I would send him a video because we would watch like Funko Pop reviews and how they did their reviews on Funko Pops, and then I would record a goofy video like, and this over here is my, and then send it to him. It's like, why don't we make this serious and do like different hobbies, not just Funko Pops, cigars. And eventually we took the Funko Pops out of it because it has nothing to do with whiskey or cigars. But stuck with the whiskey and cigars and ever since. We've been around for about a year now, and having a good time.
So if you want to laugh or make fun of us, you could probably look at some of our older videos when we first started. You'll see a couple Funko Pop reviews because we kept them up. And leave us a comment, make fun of us.
Let's watch any of our videos. You make fun of us. It's cool.
we really strive to be is just 2 regular guys that are not experts. We just want to tell you a little bit of backstory about the whiskey because it's fun to know, but is it good or not? And should you spend your hard-earned money to try it?
Right. From an average Joe,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how I started. I just wanted to hopefully help some people with spending money in the right way. Like if they're going to buy an expensive bottle, hopefully they're buying a good expensive bottle, not something that they're going to be disappointed in. And after like a slew of mediocre, I mean, somewhat expensive to very expensive bottles that I bought that were just, and I was like, okay, this can't happen anymore. I need to to avoid spending their money on this kind of stuff. So, and the funny part is, I never actually got a chance to review any of those bottles. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's crazy how we start these. It's just, I guess I'll do it on a wing.
Yeah. Well, that's the new world we live in, right? Like, if you feel like you have something to say, no one can actually tell you don't anymore. You can just go on YouTube or Instagram or whatever else and do your thing. And if people watch, they watch. If they don't, that's their prerogative, right?
Right. There you go. Yeah, and we just had newborns. What are we getting ourselves into? So now we try to record at least once a week and get a video.
And you guys, I'm assuming, live relatively close so that it's easier to do that?
Yeah, I actually just moved closer. I used to be about 20-25 minutes away. Now I'm only about
7?
Yeah, 7.
Other side of town.
Yep.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
pretty easy now.
That works out really nice.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that we really stress too is just the pairing of cigars and whiskey. We do have fans that are just whiskey fans and just cigar fans, but there are some of those that like both like us. And when you marry the two together, they make such a great pairing. So it's not for everybody, but.
Oh, lost you guys there for a second, I think.
Are we back?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know where you left off, so that's fine. We do cigars too.
Yeah, you were explaining how it's not for everybody, and then you literally said "but," and then it went black.
Yeah, it's nice to have that cigar and that whiskey pairing. Every now and then you can find the perfect pairing and the craftsmanship that goes into both of them. It's pretty interesting, and we love that.
And just how you interact with people around you when you're doing both hobbies.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like right now we have Jason Whiskey Wise in the chat. He says, "What's up? What's going on, Jason?" He's from the UK, so it's
nice.
It's super late where he is, and he's a little bit of a night owl, but but it just goes to show you like the kind of world we live in, where we have friends in different parts of the world all tuning into the same show at the same time, and we're all able to have a drink together and talk whiskey or talk cigars, whatever. It's been pretty cool. So so Scott from My Bourbon Journey is saying, I need one of your t-shirts. That 6 shirt my wife would love. All right, so Scott, I think, is saying that he wants one of your shirts and my shirt. I'm not sure. I get his wife would love one of our shirts. I don't know. Maybe yours. I'm not sure. I'm making this shirt look very feminine is what I think he's trying to say.
Both shirts are good.
Swami's in the house as well. What's up, Swami?
Hey, Swami.
Yeah. Jason, that he sees a Martellec. So I also dabble with a little bit of cognac as well. I don't know about you guys, but I like my cognac. I like my rum. And obviously I like my whiskey. So
honestly, I don't think I have ever had cognac.
No,
which is something that I've been thinking about, but just haven't. If I buy something, it's usually, let's buy some whiskey for the channel, or haven't tried any.
That's crazy. Says to Graham that his Havana Dreams humidor is beautiful.
Humidor, and they make really good humidors.
Yeah, they do.
Handcrafted.
Right on.
Pretty amazing.
Santa Cruz's in the house. What's up, brother? Guys, I apologize in advance if I miss anything that you're saying, because it's being a little bit like finicky. It's choppy sometimes, and I'm also going to apologize to the people in the chat if I'm missing anything that they're saying, because it's going really quickly and then going back and forth. I have ADD, I think. I've never, it's gone on close my whole life, but.
Well, we apologize for the choppiness if it's on our end. I mean, it was working fine.
Yeah, no, it was, honestly, it's weird because it literally just started a minute before we went live. It was strange, but it's been better actually in the last like 5 minutes or so. So I think we're gonna be okay.
Good.
Anyway. Good. Let's taste this and give it a mark, and then we can chat about whatever else you guys want to chat about. So what are you guys picking up on the nose over here? I'm getting some, definitely some banana, but it's like subtle banana. It's not overly powerful, I don't think. And I mentioned earlier to you guys that I pick up like a bit of smoke. I think that might be from the mesquite charcoal. It's obviously not like a peat smoke that you would get from a single malt, but like maybe like a char note. I think you guys are frozen. It's been frozen for a couple of minutes now, or a minute now at least.
Oh, there we go.
I think we're back.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think you're moving now.
Maybe, maybe the camera just falls asleep, so we just got to sway back.
We just got to keep swaying. We're good. Yeah, I think it's something that you kind of get with Jack Daniel.
Lost you guys at Jack Daniels. Something.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Jack Daniels, and then it went blank.
Yeah, like with Jack Daniels, with that charcoal smoke that you get on the nose. I think we're kind of getting that with the mesquite. Mm-hmm. So it is pretty mellow, but
yeah. Yeah, it would be actually a cool idea to get the Jack Daniels and have one head to head with this, because they're both the same ABV. As long as you're not, like, drinking the single barrel series.
Right. I do like the palate more than the nose.
So that's crazy saying that you only have dial-up in Wisconsin. That's why the internet is lagging.
It's probably true.
So a couple questions in the chat over here. It says, going to buy an Octomore later, should I get the 8.1 or the 7.1? I'm going to say get the 7.1. That's my opinion. I like it better. But there are some people that prefer the 8.1. So you've made reference to a few of my books in the background. Actually, maybe we should continue drinking this, and then we'll get back to like some of the other stuff we said we were going to talk about. On the palate, I think it's really nice. Like, in my opinion, this is perfect for a beginner to bourbon. It's perfect for someone that doesn't like something high in ABV, that they just want to pour and sip and not have to worry about, adding a little bit of water or anything of that sort. It's nice, it's light. It's not overwhelming in any way, shape, or form. It's got some nice sweetness. It's, in my opinion, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty a pretty cool, whiskey to add to the series too, for those Wild Turkey lovers to, if you haven't tried it and you love all the other Wild Turkeys like Rare Breed or Decades, give it a try. It's not gonna definitely on the palate a little bit, some citrus.
It's not going to be a champ. It reminds me of like a Basil Hayden's, more for beginners, to get you hooked on to bourbon if you're a beginner.
Yeah,
but I think it's good enough to sip and cheap enough to sip whenever you want.
Yeah, I wonder if there are any Matthew McConaughey fans out there that have never had bourbon before, and then they're like, "Oh, Matthew McConaughey came out with a bourbon. I'm just gonna go buy this." And now they're hooked.
It's easy to drink.
It is.
Yeah,
it is easy.
It's the way I like to compare this to like a Virginia Black. Like, the only reason a bunch of people went out and bought Virginia Black is because they like Drake, not necessarily because they like right?
Yeah. Whatever happened to Conor McGregor's whiskey, Irish whiskey that he was supposed to do?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, I think he ended up getting sued or something happened with the.
Well, he went to jail,
and then he went to jail. So
yeah,
but, I was looking forward to that.
Honestly, are you guys UFC fans at all, or MMA fans?
I used to be more so. I've kind of fell off in the last year or two. But I'll watch it here and there.
I can't.
Yeah, I know you do some MMA yourself, right? Kickboxing, or
I teach kickboxing. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's what I agree with you. To be in the last year and a half, 2 years, I really stopped watching just because it's been oversaturated. It's been down. It's not the same product as it used to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna give this probably a B plus. I'm gonna say that this is for me, and everybody laughs at my marking system. It's a little bit different than an American marking system. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or an Ontario thing, but in Ontario, from 80 to 89, well, sorry, from 80 to 84 is like an A minus. From 85 to 89 is an A, and then from 90 to 95 is an A plus. 94, and then 95 to 100 is an A plus plus, which is
okay.
Yeah, and the reason why they've done that is because like pretty much nobody gets a 95 to 100 like in school, so they want people to feel good about themselves by giving them A plus. You know? So,
yeah, you. I want to say it was the Van Winkle, but you gave something a 91, and you said it was an A plus. I was like, I don't know if that's an A plus.
Yeah, see, and it's honestly, I want to really like find a chart to see if there's a marking difference, or if it's just something that is practiced in Ontario. I'm not sure. I want to know.
Well, I think it's good. I mean, you shouldn't, if you're a smart student, you shouldn't always get 100%. You should learn that good, but you're not perfect in life.
Yeah. Yeah. But well, like it's I went to an Australian teachers college when I got my teachers college degree, and their marking system was the opposite. Like if you had a 60, it was a B to them, because like a good mark was like a 58. I was like,
oh, wow. Man, I wish
would have been smart then.
Yeah, I know. I wish when I was in high school back in the day, a 60 was a B.
But it was like in my teachers college, there was 230 students accepted into the school. Like every year, there's about 230 students. By I want to say November of that school year. So from September to November, about 50 people dropped out because of how hard it was. So a lot of people were failing. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I would give this about an 80, about an 88. I give it a B plus.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely unique for a bourbon, I think.
I'd give it about an 85, straight B.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think 43%, I would have liked it to stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So in the U.S., a B is an 8, like in the 80s. So what's a C?
Yeah, B is
85 to
what?
Well, you went to
It's an 80.
A B is an 80 to an 89.
Yeah, apparently, because I didn't go to
what's a
school.
public school?
I didn't go. Well, I went to public schools too, but I did not go to school in Wisconsin. My father was in the military, so we went all over the place, kind of thing. But yeah, everywhere I went, it was an 80 to an 89 was a B, but B plus either way.
Yeah, I think we were like 85 or 86 to 92 was a B.
Yeah. So would you give any whiskey an A plus plus?
Not yet. There's perhaps one or two on my bar that may be there, but I probably will talk myself out of giving them an A plus, just because I don't, honestly, it's so hard to say that even exists. Like, and for this reason, I might have to switch to the numeric. I just feel like giving letter grades is better because it's a little bit more open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, I find it's really hard to say, oh, like an arbitrary number, like this is a 96.45. You know what I mean? Like, how do you come up with that number? Like, what quantified number? You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I do it.
Well, that's why we.
Yeah. We ended up switching too. So.
Yeah. Like, I'll try to do both. I'll say the letter grade, which is how I started the channel, and then I'll say the numeric grade. I do want to put up a chart somewhere here so that people are like, okay, Rob's giving this an A, but it's an 84 84 or whatever, 85. Why is that?
Well, don't get rid of the Game of Thrones poster.
No, I won't. That's here to stay. Maybe it'll come, like maybe right here, because a lot of people ask me about my books. I don't know. I don't know where to put it, to be honest with you. But maybe I'll have like a little. I'll like learn how to edit my videos better, and then I'll have a little caption in the corner or something like that. I don't know.
I do think that this is a very good price for a bourbon. You know, that Matthew McConaughey is in on. He could have easily made it $50 US at least, just to say, because it's on it. You know, I
think the MSRP is 40.
like 40, and I know some people have found it for about 35. But yeah, we got a pretty good deal, and I would definitely buy it again for $35. You know, $32.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give this somewhere like, for me, it's just a little too light on the palate to give it anything above like an 83, 84 for me.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion. But it's not available in Canada, and this cost me about 50 American.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
well, I think that's why I gave it a B, is I'd like it to be a little bit more challenging.
I do like how big the cork is. It's got a nice cork.
Yeah.
And then also, yeah. I totally forgot what I was going to say about that.
Right on.
Oh yeah, I would love to see a cast strength on this. You would ever do.
It's too bad they decided not to. The only thing is, Wild Turkey uses the same mash bill for almost every single one of their bourbons, right? Or do they, like, is it the exact same for each one?
I'm not sure.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
So they might run into like an issue there with like having this and the rare breed and like, you know, a couple others or whatever it is. Because the rare breed is a mix of ages, right?
Bourbon. So it's what they. Are we frozen?
You froze for a second there.
Oh, did you hear me say it was a mix between 6, 8, and 12?
I didn't, but I heard it now.
There you go. That hat you have on too. I wasn't sure which one I should get. I ended up with the flat bill just because it looked cool, and
I need to get a flat.
I don't know if it looks good on me or what, but I like it. So
yeah, honestly, like for whatever reason, I can't wear the flat bills because it makes my head look even smaller than it already is. But yeah, so I just get these, but I prefer the look of the flat bills. Like I really like when it's sitting on my desk, it's like, yeah, that looks like a really cool hat. As soon as I put it on, I'm like, no, it does not look cool on you though. So yeah, no, honestly, I think you suit it way better than I do. That's for sure. I just want to give a quick shout out. Someone super chatted me and I was very distracted and didn't see who it was. Josh from New Zealand. Thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate the super chat. Thanks, brother.
that's awesome.
So you guys are well over 1,000 subs now. When are you guys start doing your lives?
Well, we're having some issues
with AdSense and YouTube.
Yeah,
they've been behind on their monetization. So they're hoping by the end of June they'll be caught up and we'll be able to get.
Was it June or July? It was
June.
June. Okay, good.
So we've been waiting for quite a while.
Yeah.
And we've done our own live video once, and
so I heard
that was a year ago.
That was.
I heard you guys did your own live video once, and then blank. That was a year ago.
Well, it didn't start off too smooth because we didn't know what we were doing, so we kind of have that fear of getting back on the horse, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, as you can see, never gets any.
Okay, so I watch maybe your live videos at least, and I've never seen it this choppy. So I'm starting to think maybe it's.
I have 100 megabytes per second. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's not dial up, guys. It's not dial up.
Yeah, no,
It's charted.
it's weird. It's just being finicky tonight. I don't know what the issue is, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go and find out that my wife was like downloading some sort of like huge movie. I don't know, watching Netflix while on YouTube and doing other things. Who knows? But
She's catching up with Game of Thrones.
yeah, she's catching up with Game of Thrones while watching YouTube on her iPad and surfing the internet with her cell phone. And just jamming everything up. So I think we're pretty much all in the same park as far as what we rated this. It's definitely a buy, in my opinion. I think it's pretty cool. Eric Wade saying that he finds it best to reboot and again, but I think that's, I don't know if we're gonna do that. That's crazy talk, Eric.
We'll probably never come back then. I don't think we'll make it back.
Oh yeah, we won't make it back.
Well, in case the choppiness gets too much and these guys fall out by accident or whatever else happens, while you're here, and before we lose too many numbers because it's fluctuating between 20 and 30, head over to their channel. It's Simple Diversion. Subscribe to their channel because they're really cool and they're putting out some really funny videos from some educated, like coming from an educational standpoint. They're telling you a little bit about the distillery. They're telling you about the whiskey. They give it a mark. And then they have a whole different aspect to their channel, which is pretty cool because nobody else is doing it. And they got the cigar thing too, right? So check them out. Subscribe to their channel. We're going to do something else. What do you guys want to do now? You guys want to stick to bourbon or you guys want to go Scotch?
Let's do Scotch.
Yeah, you guys want to do a Scotch?
Yeah. Perfect.
Be nice to change it up a little bit. I've been stuck on bourbon for a few weeks now.
Content though.
It's fun. Honestly, I love this month because it gives me the opportunity to like compare a bunch of different whiskeys that are made similar ways against each other. And like I don't often get a chance to do that because I'm going to be doing like a Springbank one day and then a Macallan another day and then a Cavalon another day and then I go to a bourbon and then I go to a Canadian whiskey. So when you get to compare American whiskey for an entire month, you really get an appreciation for what you like and what you don't like in a bourbon.
Yeah. Well, I like that buddy of yours too that comes on your show every now and then. He's been in the last. Oh, he's been in a couple of bourbon, videos with you. Keep forgetting his name there.
I think you're talking about Jeremy or Daniel because they've been in the most recently.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeremy is the guy that's actually sitting with me or the guy that's live with me?
The guy that's sitting with you, but I have watched the guy live with you as well.
Yeah, so both those guys are super cool guys. Jeremy, like I mentioned earlier, he writes for Toronto Whiskey Society.
Yeah.
He'll be starting a channel shortly. And then Daniel has his own channel, Whiskey Throttle. He's from Alberta, super cool guy as well.
Awesome. Very cool.
What did you guys decide over there?
What do you want?
I'm good with anything, honestly.
Delmar 12?
I don't have Delmar 12. I guess I'm not good. I think we're gonna have to sort this out.
See, do you have any Ardbeg?
I have the Grooves upstairs.
I don't have that one.
Lefroy.
I have the 12 Lefroy. I mean, the Lagavulin. Do you guys have the 12 Lagavulin?
No, we tried. Good.
Yeah, we in the 16.
I have an 18-year-old Lefroy. I could open now if you guys want me to.
I mean, we can just we can watch you enjoy your Lefroy 18. That'd be great.
Well, when you put it that way, I feel bad.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No, I'm kidding. I was just kidding.
Let's see here. What we got?
It's just, what do I want to open?
Yeah, no. What do you want to open?
Santa Cruz is saying, "Do it." What? Let's have a vote in the chat. What do you guys want me to open or pour? I don't know what you're referring to, Chris. Open the Lafroig. Is that a consensus?
Sure. Since we just reviewed full volume, we're gonna pour ourselves a little bit of it.
Honestly, I love me some full volume. I would run upstairs and grab that bottle if these guys end up voting for stuff. They want me to open the Highland Park 30, but that's probably not going to happen.
Well,
I saw that picture, man, and I'm like, wow.
Well, you're the reason why I picked up the full volume, because I saw your video, and right when you said I like it better than the 18, I'm like, I'm getting it.
Yeah, honestly, I do, and I know not everybody will, but I've come to a point in my Scotch drinking that I'm starting to find certain whiskeys are masked by sherry, and if a whiskey can stand on its own and be very tasty, like you're really tasting, like in an ex-bourbon cask, you're getting pretty much just that barley spirit. You're not like the bourbon is going to have some sort of influence on it, but it's not going to be as drastic as a sherry cask would, in my opinion. So I find that like sherry is really like there kind of mask certain spirit. I could be wrong, and a lot of people would argue that. Don't get me wrong. I love Glendronachs. I love Macallan's. I love certain whiskeys. But if a whiskey can really stand on its own and be tasty on its own, I give mad respect for that, because that's very hard to do.
Yeah. Just it came out strong, you know, and it's $70. You can find it $70 cheaper than the 18-year, and they say it's about 17 years and some odd months. Yeah. Go for it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy how they decided that price range, because in Ontario the Highland Park 18-year-old is like $200. The full volume is $70 cheaper. So for us, those are like $130. That's a great price for a 17-year-old or almost 18-year-old. I'd run upstairs and grab the 18. If you guys, well, these guys are all asking me to open this Lafroig. Swami. Okay. So a few people disagree. Like Swami's saying that he likes the 18 better. And I'm sure a bunch of people probably like the 18 better, but for me, I just think you can't go wrong with the full volume.
Honestly, my favorite Highland Park is probably the 15-year. I really have a strong, I don't know. There's something about the 15-year that I like. So
the 15-year was never available in Ontario. So I don't even think it's available in Canada at all. Like, I think you have to go to the States to get that.
You should send them your bottle.
Well, yeah, they're cutting back on the 15-year here too. They're done with it. So
yeah. They announced that a few years ago that they wouldn't be making that one anymore. They're not going to be making the 21 anymore as well. We'll see if they're going to go up in value. I bet they will, because a lot of people really like that 15-year-old.
I mean, if you want a bottle.
All right. You know what I'll do? Since I'm not going to run upstairs and grab the full volume, I'll just open up this bad boy right here.
All right.
So part of me wants to try and reconnect to a different router, but what if I lose you? Could I hop back on in a minute?
Yeah. So you would have the same link. You're totally welcome to do that.
I think it's worth a try.
Yeah. All you have to do is click the link, and then you'll be right back in.
All right. So we'll be right back.
All right, cool. While you're doing that, I'll just open this bad boy over here. So this bottle here of the Lefroy 18.
It's worth a try. I feel bad because
this bottle was sent to me by Know Your Whiskey. His name is Josh. He's on Instagram. He also will be starting a YouTube channel very shortly. So I picked up 2 of these. Look at that label right there. Bottled at 48%. I'm expecting a peat bomb.
Did you say 48%?
48, yeah. 48%.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Lefroy's pretty well known for their peat.
so it's not staggering anymore, but you are a little blurry. But I think we'll take that at this point.
Yeah, I'll take the blurriness over the choppiness. Anyway.
Yeah, you guys are a lot clearer now, actually. So I'm not sure.
Oh, and you just cleared up yourself, so perfect.
3/4 of the way in, we're good. Yeah.
It's cool. We got 10 minutes left. It's all good.
For all those who left, if only they would have stayed for
2 normal guys. Don't know what we're doing.
It's all good, man.
But to be fair, it did work before, so just want to say that.
It did. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's my fault. If whatever is happening is on my end. I honestly don't know what. Like, everything was perfect until we did that little break and then came back, and then all of a sudden it started lagging. So do you pick up that on the full volume? Do you pick up on the finish like a nice like charcoal smokiness?
Oh yeah,
A little bit,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's my favorite part of that. The finish on that one is my favorite part.
I think Highland Park does a really good job with getting smoke in their Scotch, but it's not a peated smoke, obviously, but it's just enough to have you wanting to come back for more.
Yeah.
And I really like what they do with the 12 with the sea breeze is what I get the most with that, and that really hooked me on Highland Park.
Yeah. I feel like the new one is less of that salty breeze. Which version of the 12 do you have?
What do you mean by that?
Does it look like the 15-year-old bottle, or does it look like the new Viking?
You're talking about that here?
That's the one. That's the one. I have one of those.
We've had both versions, but
They say it's the same stuff inside.
yeah,
that's what they say, but I never believe them.
yeah, they exactly. I felt like this 12-year, the Viking Honor, was a little lighter. Like
It's lighter. It's a little sweeter, but it's smoky. I found that the old one is a little smokier. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I have the old one as well, so maybe I should open it and do a head-to-head.
Well,
I'd be interested.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be a great video. But you got the 25-year, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you give some of that to Scotch Test Dummies or to Scott over there?
I think I gave it to the last bit that I had. I gave to Keith from the Malted Man Cave.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I do remember. Okay, that's who it was. Yeah, because when you showed the 30-year-old picture on Instagram, I was like, "Wait, I thought he already had that. I guess he got another bottle." And it just clicked that. Oh, it's probably the 25-year. I see it behind you now. So
yeah, 25. The 30, I haven't tried it yet. I'm skeptical to open that bottle because I got it at a very good price, in my opinion. And then I've recently seen that the Quebec, so the SAQ is the Quebec liquor like counterpart to the LCBO, which is from Ontario, and they are charging $2,000 a bottle for the Highland Park 30-year-old. I don't know, what does a Highland Park 30-year-old go for in the US?
I think it was about $830 is what we can find it for.
yeah.
So $830 that's actually not bad though.
No,
A decent price.
especially when you compare that with like a Macallan. Like I'm a big Macallan fan, but their prices are just
Yeah.
Yeah, the 25-year-old is
$3,000, I think.
Yeah.
it's $2,200 here. So I'm assuming it'll be a little less there, but still, it's
like $1,600 then.
Yeah, I think it's about 1,600.
Sad that I know these prices.
Yeah, because we keep looking at it like, oh, should we pull the trigger? Or
But I know I've seen on a couple of your videos you had, I don't know what they were called, but it was like overpriced or overrated, I think, scotches. I know you had the Macallan 12 on there. I like Macallan, but I do think they're just too overpriced for what you can get out there for bang for your buck. There's a lot more out there.
Sure. I agree. Honestly, there's some. I really enjoy the edition series that they have. That's like bottled at 48%. I don't know what the 12-year-old sherry cask goes for over there, but I feel like that might be a decent price. That might be okay for a 12-year-old. I'm not sure. What's that going for? Around $60 American?
You know, the Macallan 12, that one is really all over the board. We found it as low as 45 at one point, all the way upward to 75.
70, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, if you can get it at 45, I think that's like the best bang for your buck whiskey.
Yeah, we can't find it for that anymore. Now it's our cheapest price that we can find is about 55, 56.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I think for that price, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's way better, in my opinion, than the double cask 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's way, way better than all like the Sienna, the Amber, the Gold. The Ruby was really nice, but the Ruby was like crazy expensive. I don't think you guys saw any of those, to be honest with you.
I was going to ask you if you've tried the Gold. I saw the Gold today, and I almost bought it, but I've heard mixed reviews on it too. So
yeah, the Gold gets the worst reviews out of all of them. Honestly, like when I was just getting into Scotch, I had a Gold and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I enjoyed it. But knowing now what I know about whiskey, there's no way that I would appreciate it as much as I did back then. So I think you guys are past the point of enjoying that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I almost feel like that's something that they just rushed out to get a non-age statement out there too.
Yeah.
Just to have something. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably right. Yeah. This is nowhere near as peated as I thought it would be.
Are you a big peat fan?
Honestly, when I started my channel, I could tolerate it. Over the last year and a half to 2 years, I really started to enjoy it. And in the last 6 months, like I've become obsessed with it. Like I can't. It's one of those. I never thought it would happen. To be honest with you, I never thought it would happen, but I really enjoy it now, especially like done the right way. Like these long grow reds. And I just went off on a spiel about how I like ex-bourbon cask whiskey because it accentuates the true spirit of the whiskey, but these long grow reds are all aged in wine casks, and they are all incredible.
Wow. I saw your video on that, but I don't think I've ever seen those around here.
Yeah, we can't find them.
Lagavulin 16 was my first peat love, and that was right away, right off the bat. I love the campfire. Maybe that's because we smoke cigars.
Yeah. Well, the first time you've ever, I think it was either Ardbeg or Lagavulin 16, and
we reviewed it. And
I was even before that, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not bad. We had it for a wedding, for a friend of ours who got married, and I was like, it was so hard to drink. Like it was like a campfire just smacks in your face. Like
It's honestly everybody's first story about drinking a peated whiskey is hilarious because like the first time I drank a peated whiskey, I thought my friend was trying to poison me. I'm like,
yeah.
Did you like put this somewhere where there was a tire fire? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just getting a ton of burnt rubber. Like
yeah. After that, I was like, I'll just stick to Canadian whiskey. I'm good.
Well, they always say with Ardbeg, if you don't like it, it's your fault and not theirs because Ardbeg is so, well known and wins so many awards. And I told you that at our review, and you're like, yeah, it's my fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. No, I do like the peat now, and I've grown to love it just like you. But so what do you think of Canadian whiskey? What's some of the top ones over by you?
So, literally, soon to hit the shelf is this stuff right here.
Okay.
Wiser's Seasoned Oak. It's 19 years old. Anything Wiser's right now is actually kicking ass, in my opinion.
Okay.
Lot 40, Wiser's, Pike Creek, and Gooderham. Those are the ones to look for, in my opinion.
Okay. I honestly did not know Lot 40 was a Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, it's 100% rye.
Grahame did, I guess, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Lot 40 is, in my opinion, it's awesome stuff.
We've had this for about a year and we haven't yet to crack it. We've just been waiting. So maybe soon we'll get to that.
Nice. Yeah, honestly, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's tasty stuff, in my opinion.
And it's pretty reasonably priced too. I think we got it for under 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Since the camera's been working a lot better and there's no cutting out, we basically just like had a 20-minute conversation, and I totally forgot that we were live and we were. It's actually a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing.
The guys watching probably are like, "What the hell?" Swami's taking off. Have a good night, Swami.
Hey, have a good one.
Whiskey Quest is in the house. I didn't see him earlier. Mr. Herdloo, I think I saw. Yeah, what's up, buddy? DH Silves says that earlier on he was saying that the Macallan classic cut is really too easy to go down. I think he was saying something along those lines. I agree with him. I really like the classic cut. Have you guys had a chance to try the classic cut?
Yeah,
We got about all that.
we reviewed that one. The first time before our review, I tried it, and there was like something on my palate that I didn't like very much. It was kind of light, but just kind of I don't know, I didn't trust it. Like there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
And as I had another glass, and it you know, almost perfection. I love it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I really like it a lot. Honestly, like I was shocked at how good it was for the high ABV. Yeah, and it's unfortunate if you've had a chance to try the cask strength, because it's like if you were expecting the cask strength, you were like doomed for like being dissatisfied with what you were going to get with the classic cut, because they're so drastically different. Like the cask strength from years ago was heavy on that sherry bomb type influence, whereas the classic cut is more of what Macallan is putting out on a regular basis now, which is a balanced whiskey with sherry notes, but not necessarily a sherry bomb. Honestly, that's more to my liking, to be honest with you. The sherry bombs are something that I'm moving away from, because I find, like I was saying earlier, they disguise what the whiskey is all about, and really you're tasting a lot of wine in that, in my opinion.
Right. I will say that Macallan is not my go-to Scotch, but I will say that it has the best nose for me. Their nose, the smell is just, the aroma is, I don't know, there's something about that. Like you said, it's sherry, but it's not overpowering. You know, it's got that sweet but natural aroma. So.
Honestly, I always say it. Macallan's one of the few that if you lined up a bunch of whiskeys, I might be able to tell if it's a Scotch, if it's a bourbon, if it's maybe a little heavier on the wheat or whatever else. But if you give me a Macallan, I'll know it's a Macallan just by the nose. Like that's the one whiskey that I'll always know it's a Macallan. You know what I mean?
And maybe that's why they up the price, because they know that.
Yeah, I guess so. So Andrew is asking me if I've tried the Laga 12 2017. This is I still haven't reviewed it yet, but I have the 2016 here. I haven't tried the 2017. I tried the 8-year-old, which I think was from 2017, but I'm not 100% sure.
It was 2016.
It's bonkers. It's really good. This 12 is really good as well, but I heard that the 17 is even better.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving the 2017 a 10 out of 10. So we do have some 8-year here.
The 8-year came out in 2016 for their 200th year anniversary.
I was going to say 100. But
Okay.
yeah. Wow.
And what did you guys think of that one? Did you open that one yet or no?
Yeah, this is our second bottle, so we've had this before. We liked it a lot, but to me, the 16 still trumps it.
Yeah.
But it has a lot more, from what I remember, and it's been a while because we reviewed this about a year ago. I think sweeter notes.
Yeah, I actually, because back when we reviewed it, I wasn't so much on the peat. So I actually liked the 8-year better than the 16. But if you were to ask me now, I would go with 16. But 8 year is definitely worth it.
I just like the power that the 8 year brings as opposed to the 16. I think the 16 is bottled at 43, right?
43, and then yep, this one's 48.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just gives you that little extra. And what I found weird when I was tasting it, because I've only tasted it once. Last week I was at a Diageo event. Actually, it wasn't an event. They invited me to the headquarters in Toronto, and they sat me down at a bar and basically said pick, and I got to choose one of the whiskeys so I chose the 8 because I didn't want to choose the most expensive one. I didn't want to be that guy.
Why not? Come on.
I don't know. Canadian guilt, I guess. I don't know. So I chose the 8, and I was really impressed with it, to the point where I'm definitely, if I don't acquire a bottle in a nice little while, I'll seek it out and buy one, because it was really good in my opinion.
Can you find it in Canada? Pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty regularly available. I saw it at the LCBO recently, and it's on sale, so probably now would be a good time. It's on sale for Father's Day, so.
Okay.
And it started as I believe it was just a limited edition, but they're going to keep it on the shelf, and it's about $20 cheaper than the 16. But yeah, it's still, to me, I believe, would be an A whiskey. So although I like the 16 better, this is still really good.
Yeah, we're gonna fight hard to get the 12 that comes out, supposed to come out this year. So, crossing my fingers.
Yeah, the 12 is excellent. It does well with a little bit of time once open, in my opinion. But really, really good stuff. This Lafroig 18 is actually really nice. Not what I expected at all. I thought it would be a lot more peaty. It's really nice. But I'm not going to talk too much about it because it is American Whiskey Month on my channel. So
you'll have to review it in July. So.
Yeah. Well, it's got to get in line, because there's been some stuff sitting on this table for quite some time that if I don't get to soon, it might not taste as good as it used to. So,
have you had the Talisker 18?
I haven't. And funny story attached to that. A good friend sent me a bottle from the U.S. and it didn't make it because Canada Customs seized it. And
oh wow!
So I'm still a little bit sour about that, to be honest with you. But
that's pretty good.
Grateful that my friend thought about sending that to me, but.
My neighbor at the time gave me his last probably 16th of a bottle just to have and try it, but that was last year, so tough for me to remember how good it was.
Yeah,
but I did like it.
So was it before you started the channel or around the same time?
I think it was around the same time. Yeah.
It's funny because I wish that I can go back and correct all the marks I gave whiskeys, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you just can't do it. It's not feasible to go back and buy all those whiskeys that you've had.
Yeah, we have a whiskey top whiskey, and for our first maybe one of our first videos, and we had Jack Daniel's number 7 just to get a video out and.
That's not a bourbon.
That's not a bourbon, but we did have some good stuff on there too. But yeah.
The funny thing is, we did a Scotch video right after that, and I think by the end of that video, we passed out.
Oh yeah. We actually started wrestling for some reason. I don't know what happened.
We would like to do some revisits, though. I think, and just kind of come back a year or two later and see if we like it better or worse, or
I still have some Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select that I'd like to revisit. Our video that we did for it, I have bunny ears behind me because we were in a different, I guess, studio. But the video didn't turn out very well, so
it was all right.
And I like to go back to it because you're halfway down the bottle and you're getting some different notes. So
I think as YouTubers, we're always trying to get better and better, and our videos, before were always not as good, and we're finding things that are wrong with them. So
yeah.
I'm
And
sure
you
the
know,
video we did last week next year will suck compared to
exactly. That's you just took the words out of my mouth. Like 5 years from now, when we look back at these videos, or like, even the ones lives, I don't think count because lives are just it's a free for all. Like the guys are in the chat. We're really just doing it so that these guys can have some fun. We can have some fun. That's all it's about. But the pre-recorded videos, that's where you get a chance to put a little bit of effort into it and edit out some of the stuff that you say that maybe is a little bit ridiculous that you can't take back in a live. But in 5 years, we're going to look back at that and laugh at how primitive we were with our videos. I know I will. I don't know, but you guys are obviously a little bit more technically advanced than I am. So
the nice thing about me editing is I can leave all of Rob's bloopers in and take out all of mine.
Yeah, take out all of his, and he's like, take 5, take 10. It's like, really, Graham? Come on.
Yeah, that one, the last one that you guys did, the full volume one, that was hilarious. I love it.
I could not get it right to save my life. That's happened like maybe 2 or 3 times with me where I'm like, okay, why can't I get this?
Well, he's the funny guy, so
So,
well, I really enjoyed it. I like the way you guys edit your videos. I think it's pretty cool.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Loch Ness is telling me that I look like a little boy in my first video. Honestly, I don't even remember. But every time I shave this friggin' gorilla beard that I have,
Keep it.
Hey, it's better than what I can do. So
every time I shave it, people say I look like a baby.
Here.
So I don't know. What's actually we haven't asked the guys watching what they're drinking. So what are you guys drinking tonight? But you guys have been chatting. It's been going pretty well actually. Richie Z says that he saw your rabbit hole review.
Yeah, give Rabbit Hole a shot. I know a lot of people are giving them a lot of heat for their price and being so young. But I mean, $42 for their Kentucky Straight Bourbon. It is good stuff, good quality stuff.
For some reason, you guys are muted. Or did you do that? Hold on, 1 sec.
How's that?
That's
Good.
That's
We're good.
really weird that
It just
did
like
that.
showed up.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard about what I was saying about Rabbit Hole, but give it a shot. I know they're young, but yeah,
Top 5 for us.
it's a top 5 bourbon for us. It really is. A
Wow.
lot of people are afraid to try it, but I mean, it's 47.5% ABV, and they're a young bourbon. It's something that you yourself can kind of grow with, and kind of 20 years down the road say, oh yeah, I remember they first came out and where they started, and now they have all this huge line over here, and it's kind of neat. So, plus they're really good guys over there at Rabbit Hole. They've reached out to us and
Gotten some swag.
yeah, I've gotten some swag.
Nice.
Yeah, trying some Springbank tin here and good stuff.
What's that one bottle at?
Let's see, 46.
Nice. Honestly, I find with Springbank, all the cask strength stuff I love. All the stuff that's bottled 50% or higher, I love it. As soon as they get into the 46% range, something happens to their whiskey. It doesn't have that that thing that I'm looking for with. I don't know. I honestly, I can't put a finger on it. I don't understand why I feel that way, but it's the only whiskey that I can say that if it's cask strength, I know I'm gonna love it. If it's not, there's a good chance I won't love it. So I don't know.
Interesting.
I actually have not tried their cask strength, so that'd be something.
We have a hard time finding.
We have a hard time
anything.
finding Springbank up here in Wisconsin. So, well, I guess down here in Wisconsin, here in Canada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
we're used to sending north in the States, but yeah, going from Highland Park to Springbank is lighter, obviously, but
Probably more smoke, I would think.
you think Springbank has more smoke?
I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know, but might be too that I'm on like my 8th drink and I don't feel.
It's time to send Rob to bed.
So, I just want to quickly run through some of the things that some of these guys are drinking in the chat. Whiskey Quest is drinking Longbranch, so obviously what we were drinking earlier.
Oh, good stuff.
Richie Z is drinking Colorado whiskey, the one that you guys were talking about earlier. Santa Cruz is drinking Knob Creek Rye 115. Pressman is drinking he was drinking Baker's 107, but he's moved on to water. Loch Ness is just poured a classic cut, but he's thinking of going the Ledgeg 10 next. And then Mr. Herdloo is drinking a High West Yippee-Ki-Yay.
Love the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, the Die Hard tribute.
Yeah.
So, and then Emra is drinking an Eagle Rare 10, and That's Crazy is drinking Talisker 10. Emra, I've never seen in the chat before. What's up, buddy? You guys I think we have similar tastes, not only in whiskey, but in books, or at least with Rob.
Yeah.
Books, and then obviously the Game of Thrones thing. We three seem to really enjoy.
I would say I'm a little obsessed. So the first video I saw of yours, you had the Game of Thrones poster. So I was like, okay, this guy's a fan of Game of Thrones, so I'm gonna stick to some of his videos. But and then I started liking your videos, But yeah, and I keep seeing your books behind the shelf. Name of the Wind, Patrick Rothfuss. He's actually the writer is from Madison, Wisconsin, or around that area. So it was kind of actually had a chance to see him a little less than a year ago at a library in Madison, and ended up not going. So I highly regret that. But it was on a weeknight and all of that. But yeah, I started reading The Way of the Kings, and very good book.
Yeah. So my favorite books right now are, weird enough, the 2 second parts to both of these series. So Patrick Rothfuss writes The Name of the Wind and A Wise Man's Fear. A Wise Man's Fear is my favorite of the two.
Oh, same here. Wise Man's Fear is just, I don't know, there's something about the Cathay, the tree and everything. And so good.
And then
Graham has no idea what we're talking about. I'm just
gonna keep drinking.
I think we
I love Game of Thrones, but I do not read the books, nor do I know what you're talking about. So here's another.
We may actually be the only ones in the chat that know.
Didn't you say you're writing a book, or?
So yeah, I wrote a book, and I'm halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through editing it properly. So it's probably about 120,000 words. So that's like 400 and something pages or whatever.
Wow, that's a long book. I started writing one as well. I'm doing the horror genre. So
nice,
which is not really who I am in real life, but for some reason the inner me kind of puts it out, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun hobby, And I had a friend of mine down in Texas who just came out with a book as well. But yeah, it's definitely a cool, Amazon does a good self-publishing site. So
yeah, honestly, like once I finish editing it, then I'll feel courageous enough to actually send it to someone to edit and that sort of thing. I really would like a solid editor, because that makes like all the difference in the world. The scary part is that I wrote that book probably about 5 years ago. And then like it took me like a year to write that book, and I wrote it, went back to the beginning, started again, and added probably another 40,000 words, and then I started editing it, and I was on a good pace, but then I got tired of editing it, and I went on to 3 or 4 other things, got about 20,000 words into each of them, and then stopped writing them. So honestly, I blame YouTube now, because since I stopped editing that book and stopped writing in general, it literally, like, you can line that up exactly to when I started my YouTube channel. It just got harder and harder to dedicate the time. I blame the fact that writing is a very lonely job. It's a lonely thing that, like, really is unrewarding, in the sense that unless you're able to publish something, unless it's gonna be read by thousands, hopefully, you know, hundreds of thousands, if you're like 1% of the population,
Right.
you know what I mean? Your work will never really truly be appreciated. Whereas with YouTube, there's that, like, instant gratification. Like, we got 35 guys watching, having a dram with us, enjoying our content, and maybe they're not enjoying our content, but they're
now that we're off subject, but hey, it's all good.
Yeah. So whereas, like, you write something, you put all that time and effort into something, and it could be trash. It could really be trash, and that's it. You know what I mean? Where do you go from there? So
Well, it took Rothfuss 14 years to get his first book finished and published, and so
yeah, and he's like, I love Rothfuss. I think he's a brilliant writer. He takes forever to write books. Like, taking
like George Martin with Game of Thrones. He's taking forever with his 6th book. I'm only on the 5th book, so I'm kind of like excited for the 6th book to come out, but at the same time I can wait because I'm only on, you know, the 5th book. Dragons, or, you know, but it's, yeah, I mean, it speaking of Game of Thrones, though, going back to whiskey, have you heard of the Johnny Walker White Walker series we're doing?
I have. And honestly, you guys will have a better opportunity to get that than I will, because I don't think it'll come to Ontario.
Oh man, let us know if it doesn't. We'll try to get you a bottle or
Rob said he's gonna buy 4 of them. So
yeah, I'm gonna buy a lot of them. So because I'm obsessed. And then maybe we can do another live video then and do a review or something then. But
I do. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know, because I'm like, I need Game of Thrones fans that also enjoy whiskey. Come the new season in 2019, I'm going to be doing Whiskey After the Thrones every.
Cool. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, so every episode I'm going to do a Whiskey After the Thrones. I did one last season. It was at the season finale. I got a T-shirt made for it. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but
I will have to go back to that because now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and I had a bunch of guests on that night as well. I will do the Whiskey After the Thrones after every single episode this season. So
that's awesome, because they're coming out with the spin-offs as well, so you'll be able to continue that every year. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and that's the goal. And honestly, like, I have we've talked about it a little bit, Rob and I, about the other YouTube channel that I plan on eventually getting into, which is Rob Review. I think I shared that with you. I'm not 100% sure, Rob.
Yeah, there was a live video, you had mentioned it, so, and then I messaged you on what it was called. I still haven't found it yet, but
yeah, and that's because there's literally no videos posted on that, but it's going to be a Rob Reviews, and it's going to be about books, it's going to be about movies, it's going to be about TV shows, and it's going to be like, I'm going to see if there's any success to this Whiskey After the Thrones, and if there is, then that's when I'm going to launch the Rob Reviews. So we'll see.
Are any of the viewers talking about Game of Thrones right now? Are they anybody fans or?
I feel like the viewers are all just chatting amongst themselves and just enjoying their own company. I feel like they might have me on mute at this point.
That's okay. We're having a good time.
Have you been a fan of Game of Thrones since the beginning?
I have. Okay. For whatever reason, I never read the books, which is weird for me because I'm always the guy that has to read the books before I watch the show or the movie or whatever else. But I knew it was like critically acclaimed and all that stuff. So, and I had HBO at the time, so I started watching from day one, and I watched every single. I think I've watched seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 5 times.
Okay. Wow.
And
yeah,
then the
I
other ones,
started watching season 4, or season 5, season 4 or 5, and I've watched 1 through 5 maybe 3 times, and then I've only watched the last couple seasons once. But
yeah. I've only watched season 7 once, but I've watched the rest of them at least twice, if not more. So
we got a late start, my wife and I, and everybody kept telling us how great Game of Thrones was. I'm like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
And then we finally started watching. I'm like, okay, you know. And then I think our first season that we watched live was 6, so we got it easy where we could go 1 through 5.
Yeah. Should we do a live on the Johnny Walker? Should we do like a? How much do you think, like how much ABV do you think that Johnny Walker White Walker will be? You know, what will it be, like the black label kind of thing, like Blade Runner, or will it be more like green label or something more?
I hope it's like green.
I hope it's more like green. Green is actually my favorite.
Mine too.
And I've had the blue, and I really like the blue, but for the price, green is great.
I think green is probably my favorite as well. The blue is good. For the price, I think it's a little much.
Yeah, if it was like 130,
it
would be perfect. You know, 140 even.
But
175, $200 US. I mean, that's I ended up getting my bottle for like $220. It was ridiculous.
I just think the green does so many things and has such great balance, and for the price, it's just like a winner all around.
Yep. But
So some people are commenting, whiskey would probably go blue. It would honestly, what I would love to, like, I've heard it exists, but I would love to try the blue at cask strength. That would be crazy.
Oh wow, that would be cool.
I've heard it exists, but
now with the blue, let me know if I'm wrong, but the blue, the youngest age statement is 20 years, right?
I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. It should be 21 because that would be the youngest age. Because isn't it say 21 on the bottle? 21
I don't think it says anything on the bottle.
The XR is 21 years old.
The XR? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought when we did research, we saw that the blue label it was 21 years.
Okay, 21 and up. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. So Richie Z is saying that the White Walker is aged in white wine casks.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Is that coming out this fall?
It is coming out, I believe they said around October. So, yeah. And I've actually tried the Game of Thrones wine. We have a video on the Game of Thrones beer, which was really good. But the Game of Thrones wine, we never did a review, but that's really good stuff. Like, that was probably some of the best wine I've had. I haven't really tried expensive wine, but when it comes to like $13, perfect.
Best $13
best
wine
$13 I've ever spent. So,
right on. Do you guys plan on pouring one more dram, or should we do one more?
Got some more left.
Yeah, I might just call into work tomorrow. It'll be fine.
I'll call into work. I have. I'll pour another dram here.
I'm drinking Springbank right now.
I just poured a little bit more of that Lagavulin, that Lafroig 18 because it is pretty ridiculously good. So
I might end off with the Longbranch.
Nice.
So out of the three, what would be your go-to, Lafroig, Ardbeg, or Lagavulin?
I think it's got to be Lagavulin at the moment. Ardbeg has some nice expressions in my opinion. Like the bruise was really good, but I don't think I've had a Lagavulin that I didn't like. I love the 16. I love the Distiller's Edition, which is 16 years old, aged half in PX casks or whatever. Have you tried that one?
No, we've yet to have that one.
Oh, we're able to find it, but we haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, so that one is like the 16 on steroids, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the 8, awesome, and the 12 is really good as well. So.
Yeah, we checked with Total Wine to see if we could get a 12, and they said the closest one was like Minneapolis, and it was like a 6-hour drive. And
during the Super Bowl, we're like, oh, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. And I think it was like one bottle.
Yeah, one bottle.
Yeah, and then like the way Total Wine works, you probably don't even know if that's actually accurate, and like you get there and it's gone.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we sold out of that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
I would say Lagavulin my number one peated whiskey, and then Ardbeg would be a close second. Lafroig I do like, but at least on the 10, the tangy finish kind of throws me off a little bit. Like I love the peat, but then just the finish on the Lafroig 10 kind of.
Yeah.
But we do have the triple wood and the quarter cask. Quarter cask we've yet to try.
Yep. I want to try the Lore. Have you tried the Lore?
I have tried the Lore. I actually recently did a review on it.
Okay.
Maybe a couple months back. Really good stuff. I like when they're bottled a little bit higher. Like 48 seems to be my money zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's pretty good. I like that one. It's really good though. I thought it would be way peatier than it is. I wonder what the ppm on this one is. I'll have to do some research. I'm glad I got 2 of them. Yeah, I don't know if you guys. So have you guys ever heard of Malt Reviews? It's Mike and Narby. They're 2 guys. They review like higher end whiskey.
I don't think so.
I have not actually. I have to check them out.
I think they're from California. Super cool guys. They review like high end. So Narby saw that I posted that Bowmore Lamreg 15-year-old today on Instagram, and he said, "I thought you were slowing down on the purchasing. You're like me. I say I'm going to do it, and then I end up doing something really expensive, and the credit card bill never goes down." Honestly, the collecting side of things, like obviously not the drinking side of things. I have my dry days. I don't know how you guys do it, but I have my dry days where I won't drink for probably 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
But the collecting side of things becomes a little bit more addictive for me, because if there's something out there that I can get for a really good price and I can stash it, I really want to do it. And like it's really hard to fight.
I am told that I have a money problem from the ladies. So
I agree with that. Like I can go a few days without drinking, but like I'm like, don't buy whiskey. I'm like, oh, it's been like a week to buy whiskey. And today, we were talking before the show, like I have a bottle of Lagavulin 16 that I'm afraid to open because it's my last bottle. So today,
now that you opened a new bottle,
today we found a bottle of Lagavulin 16 for $69 American, which is a great deal. So I had to pick it up. So now I can open the other one, but it's kind of the terms that I work in. Like for the stuff I really like, I almost have to have a backup before I even open it.
And it's scary because when that starts to happen and you just buy a 30-year-old whiskey and you're like, okay, how am I going to buy 2 of these and justify it to the wife? But
I haven't gotten to that point yet, at least. But
yeah, I bought the 21 Balvenie, and it was that $200 was kind of like, ugh. But it's definitely worth it. I mean, you really tell the difference between the 21 and like the, let's say 14, Caribbean cask. It's
absolutely
crazy.
Yeah.
You bought a 21-year bottle of whiskey, and I bought a cask.
yeah. You bought a Buffalo Trace cask, which was awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Right here behind us, but
so the is it full?
No, it's I found it
right?
on Facebook actually. A distributor had it, and when we did our first sale of our T-shirts, he used his money for the 21-year, and I used mine for the Buffalo Trace cask.
Yep.
So we have it sitting behind us here, and just kind of another piece to the bar.
Yeah. One day we might make a table out of it. No. Okay. If I had a cask, I'd put like a tabletop.
It's got a lantern on it.
Put chairs around it.
Honestly, the bar's looking awesome. I want to do something similar here, but then I would have to get rid of the Game of Thrones picture and the Whiskey and the Six picture. So
Yeah, you can't do that.
it's become my set. People would be upset. So
Well, we've changed our set numerous times.
Yeah.
We didn't have a bar for a while, and then we had a bar, and actually in the last couple of weeks I ripped it up and put a new top on, and we wanted to go more rustic.
Yeah.
More of like a saloon type
Right,
feel.
right. More of that Western look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been around? Have you been around for 2 or 3 years?
So it will be 3 years in December.
Okay.
I posted my first video, I think, Christmas Eve. So
Christmas Eve.
yeah, Christmas Eve 2015. So in 2018 it'll be 3 years.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, congratulations early.
Yeah.
What was your first video on?
My first video was Macallan Ruby, which I deleted.
Oh yeah, I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah. The second video was Glenn Farkless 25-year-old, which was like 2 days later. So like, the first week I went like trigger happy and posted like 5 videos or 6 videos in like the first week. I'm like, okay, you need to like space this out a little bit. So yeah, pretty much the Macallan Ruby, I did a re-review. It was a train wreck, and I
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, most of my videos are train wrecks anyway. But for whatever reason,
How many videos do you usually record a week? Like, because we try to do at least 1 or 2.
yeah,
And then try to space it out a little bit, edit it, his doing. But yeah.
I try to do like in the same day, and it doesn't always look like it because I'll switch my shirt. I'll do two recordings and then a live. So Monday, Friday, and then Tuesday I usually do my lives. I always say, "Oh, you never know," live, and then my wife looks at me at around like 9:30. She's like, "Just go do it." So yeah, pretty much that's basically how it pans out. I do three a week at the moment, but
Does your wife watch a lot of your videos, or
she watches 0 of my
really?
not one.
That's about That's with us too.
Yeah, I think that's whiskey. The whiskey tuber wives should have like a convention and just like because they have to deal with a lot of crap that we put them through for sure.
Yeah, they do support us, but I know with the kids too, it gets to be a bit much, and they've been pretty good with letting us film when we need to.
Yeah, we feel bad being down here recording. We know there's kids upstairs or something. We're like, well.
Exactly. Every once in a while, you'll hear my channel, baby crying, or like son pounding on the door upstairs, crazy like that. But I missed this whole chat. I wanna apologize to these guys because we just got so engaged in our conversation because this is literally the first time we actually got a chance to speak. So a little bit like the bromance thing happening with the books and stuff like that. Sorry. I apologize to you guys. I apologize to the people watching. But I had a great time. I don't know about you guys, but
oh yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Good time.
For those of you that are still watching, please do me a favor and subscribe to these gentlemen. They are doing an awesome job. They are really funny. They are doing it the right way. They're honest and they're having a great time. And that's what this is all about.
Thank you.
Why don't you guys tell us and tell the viewers what to expect in the next little while?
I'll let you go with that, Graham.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. No, just to expect us to keep getting better. More whiskey reviews, more cigar reviews. We want to do some top cigars under $10. We want to do some live videos with Scotch Test Dummy said that they would do a cigar video with us.
Which is Scott from Scotch Test Dummy said he would do a cigar video with us, which would be awesome. Seeing him smoke a cigar. So I'm looking forward to that.
I think the number one thing we want to do over the summer is just a little bit more live videos, just to kind of have these interactions.
Right.
Get better at that.
And we want to do more verses too.
Yeah.
But
we did a blind tasting recently. That was a lot of fun too. And there might be more of that too.
Yep.
Yeah, that I remember. Are you talking about the one where you did the Macallan 12 versus the
Grangestone?
Yeah.
Oh, that was we were so shocked that we had to stop the video. Are you sure this is the Grangestone? And we went to the computer and took the chip and put it into the
to see what we poured.
Yeah, like, oh, I guess so. Like for somehow Grangestone pulled it off.
And then we've done just the different Scotch regions. Well, 5 out of the 6 that I tried to guess blindly.
Yep, that was fun. And the top bourbon Scotch, or top bourbons, sorry. But yeah, we plan on doing more of that with Scotches blind tasting and verses and all that. So yeah, and just having fun with you guys, with the community, and seeing what you guys have to say about what your favorite whiskeys are and what maybe we should review or try out. We aren't to tell you what to try. It's more of a community base.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, honestly, you guys are doing an awesome job. I really enjoy your videos. Obviously, when it's as busy, I'm sure you guys feel the same way. You both have kids. We have our full-time jobs. We have our families. Sometimes we have other hobbies and things that we do as well. It's difficult to watch the people that we actually really enjoy. Like, there's a whole bunch of us that are whiskey tubers, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's about balance. So I'm really enjoying all the videos that I get a chance to watch out of what you guys are pumping out, and these guys will really, really like them. I think, like, if they haven't already, which I'm sure many of these guys have already tuned in. Yeah, honestly, I think they're great. So they definitely need to subscribe. I want to thank you guys again for coming on tonight. You guys can stick around.
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they can expect a little bit more. Hopefully, come Game of Thrones time, like, you guys jump in again, and we'll talk Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
heck yeah.
Maybe we'll do some reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would really enjoy that, and I'd appreciate that as well. So stay on the line, guys. Please go subscribe right now if you can. There's 27 of you, which means 27 new subscribers, hopefully, unless you're already subscribed, of course, to Simple Diversion. These guys are really, really cool guys. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I really appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys continuing to chat despite our our back and forth conversation.
Book talk.
Our book talk. Yeah, Graham's like, book talk. But
And I apologize for the book talk.
sorry for the choppiness too in the beginning. Hopefully it got better.
It got a lot better, so that's why we ended up staying on longer than I actually thought we would, because it changed completely. So you guys are all awesome. Appreciate it. You guys can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you guys can also check me out on Patreon if you like. Cheers, everyone.